Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all that stuff. Whenever you're watching this, um, this is going to be very off the cuff. So if it's not structured, you'll know why. Basically, I'm just this is just off the top of my head. Something I was discussing with a couple of friends recently is guitar playing and things like that, and I was also looking up maybe doing a different cover. Uh, Other than what I have been doing, and there was one that I was thinking of doing, but there's no way I could do the guitar solo for it. So it'd be kind of weird to do it without doing the guitar solo. I mean, I could manage it, and it would probably be pretty good, but God, I'd love to do that guitar solo, but it is just beyond my ability. And the song I'm talking about is Europe, and the final countdown. That John Norum solo is just ridiculous. I've tried it and tried it and tried it and tried it. It's just my fingers do not work that way. My fingers do not go the same direction that John Norum's fingers go, because yeah, he's a phenomenon. Uh, and yeah, there's no way I can't manage that solo. I tried it for an hour or two, and I was like, yeah, no. Then I gave it up, and then tried it again a couple days later. I was like, nope, that's not working either. It's just like no, they don't behave like that. So, is what it is. So I could do the song without the solo and just play rhythm behind it. I mean, it'd be kind of weird, but eh, we'll see as time goes by. But I couldn't help but feel a twinge of disappointment in myself over it. And it's just like, why? When I really thought about it, it's just like, yeah, you can't play a John Norum solo. There's many other solos you can't play, but there's many solos you can play. You can't play. Well, most people can't play every single thing. People have their strengths and they have their weaknesses. And so there I was comparing myself to another guitarist, and I was like, well, this isn't something I should be doing. And that, when I first started in guitar, I was doing that to myself, but not too much. And it kind of stunted my growth a bit as a guitar player back then. And this was like, we're talking the late 70s, early 80s, around that time. I'd see a guitar player could just smoke me completely, and I was just like, oh gosh, and it would be a kind of a blow to my self-confidence. And then as I got older, I finally realized it's just like, why bother comparing yourself to other people? You are who you are. You progress how you progress. You do as you do. And that, I think, is the best advice I could give to fellow guitarists, beginners and even otherwise. Just don't compare yourself to other guitar players. Don't do it. As I believe it was Teddy Roosevelt said once, comparison is the thief of joy, and it is. If you find yourself comparing yourself, if you find you comparing yourself to other people, you're gonna find that you get upset. We look on social media and we see pictures of people, and we don't realize that these pictures are highly edited. There was a girl I used to know, and she would always post these pictures of herself. She was a big time narcissist, as I found out, and she'd always post these pictures of herself. And she finally let on, after we'd known each other for, gosh, maybe 7-8 months. She finally let on that she photoshopped all her pictures. I mean, she totally edited her pictures to take out any blemishes, to make everything look perfect. And it's like, why? But people do that. And to me, that's kind of a miserable thing, is presenting yourself as something you're not. And I don't do that on this channel. I don't present myself as, oh, I'm this amazing guitar player who can play just about anything, and I'm the greatest and all this other stuff. I've seen people do that. I've seen people do that on their channels, where they're just, and if they don't, they do it in kind of, in a direct way. They do it in a subtle way, where they have these little live chats all the time, where they circle jerk each other, as far as egos go. They circle jerk each other's egos, is what I'm saying. Oh my God, YouTube, don't kill me. But anyway, uh, yeah, I mean, it's a circular butt smooching contest in a lot of those a lot of those things, not only on the screen with the people who are hosting these live chats, but also with the people in the chat part itself, in the text chat. And it's funny how these people just kind of group together and they form these little cliques, and they worship other people. They compare themselves to each other. They compare themselves to other people, and it's amazing that they get anywhere. A lot of them don't, as guitar players, as musicians. Um, I was in a band in Vermont a long time ago in the 1990s, and they were always about appearances. They were always about, comparing themselves to other bands. They're always about the competition, always about that. And I recently looked them up a couple of years ago, and they're still 20 plus years later playing the same goddamn dives they've been playing in the same town that we were living in. Same places we played. They went nowhere. They didn't even get a recording contract. They got nothing. And it was all because they were too busy making it all about the appearance and doing the same thing over and over. I'll bet you 10 to 1. If I went to see them these days, they would probably be playing the exact same songs with maybe a couple extra added that they were playing back then. And when people get drunk and they watch bands in clubs, a lot of them don't care. It's just all about, I want to hear my favorite song, and that's it. But, if you want to make a mark and if you want to be something, be yourself. You don't have to be Marty Friedman. I don't have to be John Norum. I don't have to be Tom Scholz. You don't have to be Eddie Van Halen. We don't have to be these people. We be ourselves. We have strengths. We have weaknesses. Music is all about you. It's all about what you can do and what you like. That's what music is all about. It's not about comparing yourself with these prick measuring contests with these people online. And they will try to drag you into it too. They love that drama. There are some people that love that. They're addicted to that drama of people comparing themselves to other people or causing discord amongst other people, causing grief, causing drama. They love that stuff because it gives them a sense of power. Case in point, I was at a club and I was with a girl, and this was somewhat recently, and there was a guitar player on stage playing a Gibson Les Paul Custom. And she turned to me and she said, "Are you jealous?" And I said, "Jealous of what?" And she goes, and she pointed to the guitar player. I said, "Well, yeah, it's a nice Gibson Les Paul. It's a custom. I love Les Paul customs, regardless of who makes them. But I mean, it's a nice guitar. I like it. I admire it. But I don't. It's not like I'm jealous of him having it." And she said, "No. His playing." And I'm like, "What?" I said, "Why would I be jealous of his playing?" And she just looked at me and she just pointed back at him again. And I was like, "Why?" So I decided to throw an attitude at her just for the hell of it. And I said, and of course none of this is stuff that I meant. I was totally kidding. And I said, "Well, why would I care about his guitar playing? I mean, I could play him under the table, across the floor, and across the town, and out the door, or whatever. I was basically, I could play him off the stage." And the girl we were with was friends with the band, and she gave me this dirty look. And I was like, after the girl I was with went for drinks, I said, "I was just kidding about that." She wanted an attitude problem answer, and I gave her what she wanted, and it shut her up. And that's the thing. It's like people have to compare this to this. It's just like when I was growing up, one of my friends used to say, I was a big Who fan and he was a big Zeppelin fan, and I like Zeppelin too, but he was like, Jimmy Page can play rings around Pete Townsend. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, why compare the two? I mean, they both had strengths and weaknesses on either side. They both did what they did. They're basically comparing apples and oranges and saying which is better. Opinions are opinions. What's better is better. What's better isn't a matter of opinion. It is not a matter of other things. You know, some people can sit there and like abstract art. They can look at a painting of just splotches and go, "This is like the greatest thing I've ever seen." And other people will look at it and go, "My 3-year-old could do this." You know what I mean? So it's all a matter of perspective. Music is art. Guitar playing is art. And art is very, very personal. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare what you own as far as instruments, amps, effects, anything. Even your regular stuff that's non-musical. Don't compare it to other people's stuff. Because honestly, it doesn't make a difference. Can you do what you do with what you've got? Then do what you do with what you've got. You don't have to have the high-end Gibson or the high-end Fender or the high-end PRS or anything like that. It's not going to make you a better player. You know what's going to make you a better player? Knowing yourself, your limitations, and working to try and go a little bit beyond them each time you play. That's what's going to make you a better player. It's not going to be buying all this expensive shit. That's not going to do it. And it never has been. You could walk over to Jimmy Page's rig, pick up his guitar, and not play it like him. But you'll have all the expensive stuff, but you still won't play it like him. Because you're not him. You'll never be him. I'll never be Jimmy Page. I'll never be Jimi Hendrix. I'll never be Tom Scholz. I'll never be Ace Frehley. Neither will you. Be yourself. Play your music. And work on you. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's what you do on that guitar that matters. Or bass, or drums, or whatever. Anyway, that is all I got for you today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening if you got this far. And have yourself a wonderful weekend. Or whenever you're watching this, have yourself a great day or week. Or month, or year, or whatever. Have a good one.